Some have tried to get us to define ourselves in physical terms, but we cannot. And we are not whispering words to Esther that she is repeating. We are offering blocks of thought, and she is finding physical words that match those blocks of thought. Everyone does this. You are all inspired. It's just that you can be inspired from different points of attraction. You could be in a very bad...
So once again, she's saying that that collective consciousness is not actually giving her words, it's giving her blocks of thoughts. And from those blocks of thought, she's the one who's interpreting the actual words or coming up with the words to say based off of the blocks of thought that they're giving her. So yeah.
Mood and receive inspiration. But you're not receiving inspiration from source energy. You're receiving inspiration from blocks of thought that have been sort of left on the physical trail. And so it's a matter of tuning to high frequency and doing it consistently enough that there is consistency to what you're receiving. That's the easiest way of explaining it. And the most important thing that we want to say to you and to everyone is you're all doing it. You just don't usually do it consistently. And Esther doesn't either. A forum like this, it's easy for her to do it because you all come expecting. And so it is on the desire, momentum of desire that you have going that we ride in on, so to speak.
So you are really a collection of just vibration, of this higher and higher frequency, equivalent to God, would you say? Is it?
Humans have a hard time defining us, and they have a hard time defining God. And they have a hard time defining those physical friends who have been in physical bodies who have now reemerged into non-physical. You have a sort of, as humans, we love you so much, you have a sort of screwy perspective of this continuum of life. You think you come into these bodies and you live for a little while and you get it right or you don't, and then you leave and then you come again, when really what is happening is you are eternal. You never really leave. And even when you are no longer focused in your physical bodies, you are still focused, and you are still focused upon what's going on here. There is a collective consciousness that is so interested, so eager about everything that you all are about. And that source energy is what man wants to call God, and it's what you all have access to.
So I've often said that we're not here as human beings having a spiritual experience, but rather it's the reverse, that we're infinite spiritual beings just having a
So going back to sometimes a lot of people always talk about like the reincarnation situation, and basically to answer that is what she's saying is that we are part of this source energy and that we have never left. You never died. That energy is still here. So it's no such thing as that you're gone and you're coming back. You never left. So that's what she refers to as this collective consciousness, and it is continuing, it's forever. So you never went anywhere. You always was here. So yeah.
very human experience.
Oh, and when you stand in your now moment, and somehow, some way, you have practiced yourself into a high-flying vibration where you're not ornery or you're not upset or you're not worried about anything. So you are pure positive energy. And then you allow, because you are in that high frequency, you allow that inspiration to flow. Now you are so much more than what you have thought yourself to be. Now you are the extension of that source. And that's when you feel clarity and passion. That's when your timing is good. That's when you're at your funniest. That's when you feel the best.
I think of the word, I wrote a book years ago called Inspiration, using the two words inspire, inspirado, inspire, in spirit. And there was a great teacher on this planet a couple of thousand years ago named Patanjali, and he said, when you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, that all of your thoughts break their bonds, your mind transcends limitations, Your consciousness expands in every direction, and you find yourself in a new and a great and a wonderful world.
Perfect.
And then he said, and this is what I want to ask you about, he said, dormant forces, when you're inspired, dormant forces, faculties, and talents come alive. And you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you've ever dreamt yourself to be. It's almost as if you discover yourself to be God or Source or the Tao or Divine Mind or whatever name we place on this source energy that you speak of and speak to us from.
The way we've been defining that most recently is that when you wake up in the morning, you have the potential of being in that highest frequency, because while you slumber, your point of attraction, the momentum of your point of attraction stops. So when you first wake up, before you begin thinking thoughts of what went wrong yesterday or what you have to do today, you're in your greatest potential of that pure positive energy. So if you can focus there and allow a little momentum to get going, what happens is it isn't something that just happens, it's something that you focus yourself into being. But when you focus yourself into that, you tune in, is the best way of describing it. You tune in to that source energy consciousness who has always been aware of everything you're doing, but there's a big difference when you tune into it and you consciously are aware of it. In other words, source is there for everyone all the time. We don't need to talk you in.
So basically back to what she was saying is that when you first thing, and I was talked about this earlier before too, when you first get up in the morning, that is your best time to actually start your day off, because that's when you are just getting yourself back into consciousness and you are closer to what she would refer to as your higher self. So when you get up first thing in the morning, if you can actually maybe do some kind of form of a meditation, some kind of form of maybe some affirmations or anything like that to keep you on that higher flying disc, it's better to be that way, because you'll be closer to your higher self. That's the best way to do it when you get up in the morning, is to be closer to your higher self when you actually start off in the morning. If you can do that, then you'll be off on your flying, what she would refer to as your high flying disc, which is your higher self. So in the morning, if you can do it first thing as you get up, to jump right into, once again, some kind of form of meditation.